Hey y'all, welcome to episode 2 of The Long Ride with Wild Ponies. We're Doug and Talisha from the band Wild Ponies, and we're pretty excited to be here.
We are thrilled to be here, and we are thrilled to bring this episode with two of our really great friends.
That's great.
JT and Allie of Birds of Chicago.
So talented. We love them so much. We love everything they do on stage and off stage. They're just fantastic performers, songwriters, activists, people, just good parents, amazing parents.
Yeah,
good,
so
good
great.
Folks.
And we get a little sneak peek into the life of JT and Allie and Birds of Chicago.
You know, this whole series is brought to you by Lurstrom 1917, great products, and the Russell Hotel in Nashville. We'll talk about more of them both in a little bit. But for now, we're going to jump right into the Bowery Vault recording sessions we made with Birds of Chicago. We're pretty excited.
And everything that you're going to hear during the interview portion of this show is recorded on a single Ear Trumpet Labs Myrtle microphone.
Can you believe that?
It's
crazy.
amazing.
It's amazing.
These are beautiful and just incredible mics.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to drop you into the Bowery Vault, little place in East Nashville, right behind Nicoletto's, up the stairs, around the corner, into the belly of the vault.
Come on in, y'all.
Here we go. Birds of Chicago.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here with you all. This is a tune called Super Lover. Tears of rage, tears of grief from Inglewood to Nairobi. We need a super love. Need a super love, double dutch and hula hoops, all our fears and loops and loops. We need a super love, need a super love all the night. So cold, who among us dreams the dawn? Who could count the flowers in your hearts? Lord, let me die before my child. Every mother far and wide, that's a super love. I'm a super lover. You can feel it near and far. It fades the moon and blinds the stars. That's a super love. Are you a super lover all the night? So cold. Who among us dreams the dark? Who could count the flowers in your hearts? Believe what you will, believe they're gonna tell you it's naive to be a super lover. Are you a super lover? There's no God of fire and blood. If there's a God, God is love. We need a super love. We need a super love all the night. So cold. Who among us dreams the dawn? Who could count the flowers in your heart? Tears of rage, tears of grief from Inglewood to Nairobi. We need a super love. Need a super lover.
Thank you.
We're gonna play you a tune called Remember Wild Horses in honor of wild ponies.
All right.
First daughter of the night of Columbus, friend to moonbeams and painter's brushes. There was not a single one among us who thought she'd be alone. Now she loves her nieces and all her nephews, green tea and the good view of the butterfly weeds and the cornflowers out back behind her home. Hey, remember wild horses running on with the morning in their eyes, ears pinned back on the free land, on the free blue skies. You don't have to wipe away your tears. Go on and let them fall. You're just remembering wild horses is all. Down at the Whirlaway I saw an old buddy kinda laughing in his beer. I said, man, what's so funny? Looked up at me like he wanted to punch me. He said, nothing's funny, not a damn thing's funny. I loved her so long I believed that she loved me. I promised her, she promised me. Hey, remember wild horses running on with the morning in their eyes, ears pinned back on the free land, on the free blue skies. You don't have to wipe away your tears. Go on and let them fall. You're just remembering wild horses is all. Body played tricks. Would not be long till it flat out quit. Ten sticks in a bag of old lemon, alone in his room with a ghost of past summers. He can't see her now, he can't see her now. Sunlight through a camera sign, one hand over her eye to block the sign, waiting by the window for only one. Remember wild horses running on with the morning in their eyes, ears pinned back on the free land, on the free blue skies. You don't have to wipe away your tears. Go on and let them fall. You're just remembering wild horses in all. You're just remembering wild horses is all. Hey, yeah, oh, you're just remembering wild horses is all. Woo!
And just like that,
Wild ponies appear. Oh my God, I love you guys so much.
so great.
I love that moment when you guys are singing, the two of you guys are singing together, and all of a sudden, if you close your eyes, you know that there are four people standing up there singing. It's just this resonant thing between your voices. It's so beautiful when you guys hit that. You're listening to The Long Ride, and we are Wild Ponies, Doug and Talusha, and you're here with Birds of Chicago at the Bowery Vault, which we're very excited. And if you're hearing it on the radio, All the sound you're hearing is coming through one Ear Trumpet Labs microphone. An Ear Trumpet Labs Myrtle microphone is the only thing that you're hearing right now. And if you're in the room, you're pretty much hearing these guys fill the room with their voices.
It's such a beautiful mic, and I found myself, when you get in front of a mic like this, I found myself sort of like, rocking towards it, like I was going to solo, and then I'm like, wait, I don't solo? I can't solo? The whole thing, the mic,
happens,
and
man.
I had the motion going,
for
like
it.
I was going to like get up and do something, and then
The Del McCurry move?
I have nothing.
Somehow I don't believe you.
Physically, it feels really good. Though.
And they sound great too. We love them. We got a couple questions for you guys. We're curious about what do you guys remember, either together or solo, your very first ever paid gig?
And tips count.
Tips count. Yeah, like a
Tips
tip gig
A
counts.
tip gig.
Do you remember?
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know yours.
Well, if tips count, my first paid gig that was not tips.
Not tips.
I was 17 and I had moved from Montreal, Quebec, Canada to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I got hired by the New Democratic Party of Canada to sing the national anthem because I was bilingual.
First
And
gig.
they paid me $350 to sing the Canadian national anthem in French and English, and I was shocked. I'd never been paid so much ever in my life before.
Or again.
Or since. It's the most I've ever been paid to sing a song. Yeah.
Do you remember your first gig, JT?
I do, and if we can include my breakdancing career, which I'd like to.
Yeah, that counts for sure.
I was in a, I think the phrase "ahead of our time" comes to mind, but more probably not as appreciated as we should have been in West Toledo in the late '80s. I was in an outfit called the Floor Patrol, but we did make $46 in front of the Franklin Park Mall in Toledo, Ohio.
Come on.
In the summer of '88.
In front of the mall.
And that's $46 probably in change and singles. Like, so
Yeah.
that's
impressive.
significant.
That's right. You can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like those enormous cookies that they used to. So I used to be really into those.
Yeah.
At the mall.
Great
mall
American
cookies.
Cookie Company.
Great American Cookie
I
Company.
couldn't remember the name of it.
I used to work in the mall.
But I think you can get a nachos and about 7 of those really big ones for $46. I think.
Yeah.
The dollar went further back then.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to ask you guys one more question before we get back to hearing some of your beautiful songs. Do y'all have any pre or post show rituals that just have become part of your?
Crying.
Crying.
Is that
Pre or post?
Is that pre or post?
Sometimes.
There are some. I mean, we sometimes do breathing exercises.
Do you? That's good.
We do pranayama, deep breathing, before shows.
Yeah.
Which is, should I not be saying that?
No,
out
I
loud?
was
No.
thinking- I was watching our rock and roll credibility.
I think it just went up.
There's an argument to be made for that. I'm glad to hear you say that.
I have a problem with pessimism before gigs. Before gigs, no one's coming, nobody wants to hear our band.
That is as close to a ritual as we have.
And that is sort of a ritual for me, which is a terrible ritual, and I'm trying to cure myself
Actually,
of it.
let me tell you the flip side
I'm
of it.
trying to cure myself.
My favorite is as soon as we get done, and we walk in it just to see if there's going to be an encore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Immediately,
I find
we
it
walk
so
into the hall.
stressful.
Allie puts her head against the wall and goes, "They're leaving. They're leaving."
I love you so much
No,
more.
they're done. They're done.
They're gonna go.
find
They're out.
The encore thing and the pressure on an audience to do an encore when maybe they feel like we got a good night of music and we're good, we're done.
You know what? It was good.
You know,
It
we're
was good.
fine.
I'm out.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
And they feel like they have to, or else the band gets insecure, which
And
is
they're
this
right.
whole thing. And it's true. And it's a thing. And I despise myself for getting so twisted up in knots about it, but I do. Every single time we get off stage,
That
they're
is our
not.
ritual.
That's it. It's
That
good.
is.
All
Here
right.
you go, Birds of Chicago.
You want to do prayer?
Yeah.
This is such a cool show. If you guys don't mind, we're going to do some deep cuts. I know you guys are all sick of hearing our new stuff on Americana Radio all the time. And AAA and
I love that you immediately
Back in-
knew that was a joke.
that. I know that gets a little oppressive, so let's this is old.
This is an older one.
An old one.
This is one of my favorites that JT has written. It's called Prairie Lullaby, and it's
I wrote it when I was living in
an
California.
ode to bad weather.
And, missing the seasons and those real violent storms that come out of nowhere. A lot of romance in those. Last night I had a dream of the prairie. Woo! There was a storm about to blow its stack, and the wind was blowing the wheat face down, and the sun turned the gray clouds black. It was another July apocalypse. Looked out the back window and seen my little sis with her hands to the sky, waiting on it to burst, so the very first drop to fall would be hers. She's 7 years old, what a sight to see, with her mama's t-shirt to her knees. She wasn't scared at all of the wild wind's fangs. I dreamed she turned to me and sang,
Oh, let these clouds come wreck the air. Hush about your worries and cares. For every storm that this way comes, there's the beauty of the moment when the blowing's done. Now your family standing by. That's the prairie lullaby.
over mountains high, through valleys deep, in a restless California sleep. Yeah, my sister came to me and lit my way back to the danger and the love of a July day. Now if you come from where the weather's the worst, you believe in death, you believe in rebirth. Now I lost my way in that perfect weather till my sister came and put my head together. She said, you get who you is for who you was, and we don't pass through storms, they pass through us. So if you're stumbling along in some strange sunlight, sing yourself this prairie lullaby.
These clouds come wreck the air. Hush about your worries and cares. For every storm that this way comes, there's the beauty of the moment when the blowing's done. And I, your family, standing by. That's the prairie lullaby. Thanks so much.
Don't you love them? Don't you just love Birds of Chicago, JT and Allie?
Yeah,
I do.
I absolutely do. I kind of want to hug them all the time. It might be inappropriate, but I really want to.
No, it's not inappropriate. They're just they are they are just. I'll describe them. They live in this the lovosphere.
Lovosphere.
The lovosphere. They have a little jaded negativity, but it's so thin and so easy to puncture right into the love.
Yeah.
And that's where they really live. I love both of them so much.
Yeah. That's
and it's honest and it's real.
It is. It's true.
And we're gonna have more of them in just a few more minutes from the Bowery Vault.
But first, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Let's talk about these Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journals.
They're such beautiful pieces of work. I love mine to death. I've started doing the bullet journal thing. I'm really doing it.
My goodness. I have known Doug since we were in high school.
That's true.
And I have never seen him this organized. It's kind of scaring me. I don't know.
It's kind of wild. It's working.
It's crazy. Tell us how you're doing that, Doug.
Oh, it's easy. If you just go to our website, wildponies.net/TLR, you'll have the show notes, and you can go to the Leuchtturm 1917 website and watch these amazing videos they've got on bullet journaling, and it's great. And I'm just keeping track of everything that I do and checking it off.
And you're even using pretty decent handwriting.
I'm actually working on it. I'm trying.
So
it's a goal.
great.
It's a goal for 2020 to have
I
better
love
handwriting.
It. So if you want to get yourself organized more than you have been for the last 20 years,
Yeah, that's true.
check in to Leuchtturm 1917's bullet journal.
Yeah, thanks
They're
you guys
so
for being
great.
a part of our family here at the Long Ride with Wild Ponies. And now we're going to dive right into a segment we're calling the Long Ride Gear Guide.
I love this segment.
Me
So
too.
we take items that we might use along the long ride, possibly gear, music gear, travel items, maybe some motorcycle gear, because who doesn't love a long ride on a motorcycle?
I know I do. And we're going to rate those items on a 5 horseshoe rating. 5 horseshoes is the best.
Right.
So what are we gonna review today, Talisha?
We are going to review the Keurig Coffee Maker Model 1 point all of them.
Model 1 point, all of them. Yes,
Right.
all of them.
Okay.
So here's, that sound that a Keurig coffee machine makes when you push it to it goes, that, what that sound
Right.
sounds like, what it really is?
What is it, Doug?
That is disappointment. That is the sound of disappointment and stopping at a Starbucks in 5 miles.
Yeah, what that sound indicates is that you're going to have to get some coffee on the road. That's what that sound means.
Yeah, let's just be honest about this. These things are getting a 1 upside down horseshoe review. Not
Upside
even
down.
a straight up
Nope.
horseshoe. It's a 1
Nope.
upside down. Because not only are they terrible for the environment, they also make really shitty coffee. Let's be honest.
It's true.
It's not good.
It's true. It's true. Just the little 4-cup coffee maker.
Way better.
Way better. The pour over.
Way better.
better.
Yeah,
Way
yeah,
better.
The AeroPress, probably going to get a review later on.
Right.
Way better. If you've got a Keurig coffee machine in your green room or you're hosting musicians in your house and you're giving it to them in the morning, just know that you are doing more damage to the world. You would be better off if you took it outside and burned it and released the plastic into the atmosphere.
I mean, that might be a little harsh, but I think you get what Doug's saying there.
So yeah, all Keurig coffee makers, single horseshoe, upside down, dumping all the luck and goodwill onto the ground around it.
And sending you on your way to a Starbucks.
So with that, should we drop back into the Long Ride with Wild Ponies, recording at the Bowery Vault over there with Birds of Chicago?
The lovely Birds
Yeah.
of Chicago. I wish we had asked them their feelings about the Keurig coffee makers.
We should have.
I think I already know.
Okay, here we go.
This is not a song for your kind of fear. I don't need to see myself in your funhouse mirror. This is just a song for all you alley flowers, all you tired dreamers in the bloodshot hours. Never ever more, said the raven. The phoenix and man, give it one more try. Shadow recognize shadow, light better recognize light. Ooh, phoenix in man, give it one more try. Shadow, recognize shadow. I better recognize that. Ooh, ooh. We're alright, yeah, we're alright. The kids are alright, yeah, they're alright. Hey, mama, hey, pop, get your mind right, 'cause we're alright, we're alright. The same as it was, same as it was. No new enemy under the sun. Oh, let 'em come, oh, let 'em come. Yeah, they're gonna run when they see the love in eyes. Ooh, oh, yeah.
Come on! Oh my God!
Who feels lucky for being here today? I feel very lucky for being here.
We feel lucky.
You know, Allie, this is a really good stomping stage, isn't it? I love a good stomp.
Yes.
You guys, like us, travel together on the road, the two of you, and sometimes Ida as well.
Yeah,
and
mostly
And
up until
you don't have a sugar spouse at home.
Mowing the yard.
Mowing the yard, making
Making
money,
money.
all those things that are necessary. I
love that
would like to hear what you think the benefits of that are over other artists, and also maybe some of the struggles.
Well, desperation means you really push it all the time. It means you don't
Yeah,
stop.
right.
You
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Because
Well, it's a funny
there's
thing
no
when-
plan B.
Yeah, there is no plan B.
And
For us.
people, because Ida was out with us for the first, just recently. She's in kindergarten, so she's off the road, and we're kind
For
of
the first
navigating
time,
that.
and
But
I'm
we've had her with us
freaking
since she
out.
was 4 weeks old on the road, and it always would make us laugh because people would come up to us and be like, I think it's so amazing how you've chosen to take your child out with you on the road. And I'm like, thanks. And I'm like, chosen? I'm like,
What else would I do with her?
I'm like, there's her mom.
I'm her dad. This is what we do.
Yeah, I mean,
So we did her whole life. I mean, as JT mentioned, we toured the whole pregnancy. We toured till I was 40 weeks pregnant. We hit the road again. She was a 10-month baby. So we hit the road again when she was 1 day shy of 4 weeks old. We flew from Chicago to Amsterdam and started a European tour when she was 4 weeks old. And it's been nonstop pretty much since then until we moved to Nashville. And last year we started experimenting with like 3-day-a-week little preschool thing when we were in town. And then we did a 6-week tour in Europe over May and April. And of course she came with us. And when we got back from that, she sat us down and said, I like tour, but I like school more.
Wow.
She said that to us. It was like she had an intervention with us. Our 4-year-old. Okay. And so my dear sister Ana Teixeira, who's a beautiful musician as well, she and I play in a band called Po Girl together, and she's a artist in her own right. But she's moved in with us, and she's working on a new record, and is able to be a bit sedentary this year, and she's being second mom and helping us do it, or we couldn't do it. I don't know what
She's
we would have
amazing
done.
too.
Yeah,
I love her
I
to
don't know what
death.
we'd have done.
She's
they're so
great.
funny together.
Yeah,
man.
they're
the best.
amazing. So Ida's going to
big
kindergarten
buzz.
full time, and
Shout out to Lyndon
come in and
Waldorf.
out. Yes, yeah, great school.
So this may be a little bit of a transitional question then. What does home mean to you as a touring
Well, it's funny
artist?
you should ask that because this is the first time. I mean, we started running our place in November, and for all the years of Ida's life, we had stuff in storage at my folks' place. We had some stuff in storage at my old bachelor pad, but we were pretty much, just we didn't have a nest of our own. So it's been really, really nice. I feel it, and I'm kind of a weirdo in that I feel like I could just, as long as it's 3-star up hotel, I could do that every night of my
Yeah.
life. So I know if I was feeling it a little bit, then Allie really must.
I was losing my mind. Yes, losing
So
my mind.
she was struggling a bit.
It was
but,
when Ida started saying we
Oh,
always
man.
stop at parks when we're touring, and with Ida,
Yeah.
parks and museums, and we'd stop at the park, and she'd be playing, and someone would ask, "Where do you live?" And she'd say, this is when she was 2.5, "We don't live anywhere. We live in a van."
She is,
and other parents would be like,
she has a very
"It's not as bad as it sounds.
keen
We're
sense of
musicians.
drama,
We're-"
I mean, in fact, I wish I had it because I heard it go down right next to me. She's like in a random park in Pittsburgh, and she's talking like this kind of like bike messenger dude.
Yeah.
And she'll just go up and talk to anybody, and that's where I heard that the first time, like the quavery voice. "Oh no, we don't have a home. We live in our van."
Decided, okay, it's time to rent something. somewhere.
She's so adorable and so smart and so sweet. You know,
Yeah, she knows how to turn the screws though.
So how would you guys? The other thing about being on the road is you wind up interacting with a lot of people. How do you guys describe your relationship with fans, with the people who come out to see you guys play?
I would say that I always feel weird about that word, fan.
Yeah.
This idea of like fanatical or something. Because I feel like, and I know you guys are like, I've been to your shows. I feel this when I'm in the audience at your show, that shows are interactive. Like it's not some sort of one-way thing, or people like I feel like we've made a lot of personal connections. We've made a lot of true lifelong friends of people that have started out just sort of coming to listen to the music and who invited us into their homes and who've helped us stay on the road literally, in every possible way, whether it's by buying a ticket to the show or by giving us a beautiful meal or helping us rent a van or helping us buy a van. I mean, we've had people be so incredibly generous with us. And I just feel like it's an exchange, and we get inspired. Every night is different because we get inspired by the people that are there. It's a communion when it's working, when you feel like
That
this show is
exchange
happening.
and the
This is
loop.
Yeah,
it's
a
an
real
exchange.
thing.
It's not just.
And I think
one
that's,
thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
people are falling all over themselves to try to define what Americana is. And I don't get too caught up in the musical prescription of that. I mean, nobody knew how to define rock and roll. I mean, how do you define rock and roll? You don't really anymore. I mean, but I mean, for me, I do think that is one thing that's sort of a through line. I mean, I think the way that relationship between the artist and the community around it is deeper. And I don't take it for, particularly having toured that circuit for a few years now.
Yeah.
I don't take it for granted. It's a real thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, how about a couple more songs?
All right.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Here's a tune for Empathy and for all the American flowers. We know they're out there. I've seen American flowers all across this land, from the banks of the Shenandoah along the Rio Grande. Do not fear the winter blowing in the hearts of men. I have seen American flowers, they will bloom again. On the south side of Chicago, man who's not yet grown went out for a ride, but the car was not his own. Well, he did not see the stop sign or the boy on his skateboard. Now he's lying broken on the ground. Nobody around. He could have drove away, but he pulled on over to the curb and he ran out where he lay. Used his hoodie for a pillow, said, "Little man, you're gonna be okay." And he waited for the ambulance to come. I've seen American flowers all across this land, from the banks of the Shenandoah along the Rio Grande. Do not fear the winter blowing in the hearts of men. I've seen American flowers, they will bloom again. Tender was the night, down in the Tenderloin, in an alley off O'Farrell Street, in the neon glow, when she finally caught that dragon a mile from Chinatown. She took her wings and eased her body down. She gave a little shudder, but no pain, she felt no pain. And she knew that she was back on home in Morgantown again. She could smell the lady's slippers and the wild thimbleweeds. Mama, I was just mad, I never meant to leave. I've seen American flowers all across this land, from the banks of the Shenandoah along the Rio Grande. Do not feel the winter blowing in the hearts of men. I've seen American flowers, they will bloom again. Laying roof in Texas, it's the job for someone younger, and so is catching fastballs from your grandson in the summer. But there you are saying, come on kid, let me feel that Hummer, with your back and hips and knees on fire. And he's saying, come on grandpa, when you gonna let me throw a curve? And you're looking back at him in the sun, and you feel your heart is bursting. Let me keep him from himself and those that mean to hurt him, if that be your will, oh Lord. I've seen American flowers all across this land, from the banks of the Shenandoah along the Rio Grande. Do not feel the winter blowing in the hearts of men. I've seen American flowers, they will bloom again. Right there off the interstate in Northwest Ohio, in the amber waves of grain and the assemblies of crows, there rose the two twin spires beside a golden dome, the Islamic Mosque of Greater Toledo. I was flying down the highway when it caught my eye. I was sipping red cream soda, I was listening to Johnny Prine, and I saw that golden dome against a pink and purple sky. I was singing, don't let your baby die. I've seen American flowers all across this land, from the banks of the Shenandoah along the Rio Grande. Do not feel the winter blowing in the hearts of men. I have seen American flowers, they will bloom again.
Thanks, Mom. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Birds of Chicago. Goodness gracious. Okay, if you're okay with this, we've got a couple more questions.
Oh, of course.
Right? And then we're gonna ease your ego and just go ahead and ask for an encore now. Not make you walk backstage. And
Y'all want an encore, don't you?
We're gonna.
They're done. They're done. No, they're done.
We're gonna get that out of the way before we even ask the questions. I don't want you to worry today. Today's not the day for that.
Today is not the day to worry.
It's so embarrassing that I admitted that to you all.
So this is actually called, this is the round that we call the speed bump. So it's basically a lightning round of questions. Okay. There are two of you, so we're going to give you both.
Whoever answers first, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to give them both the option
Is that what we're going to do?
to
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're individuals.
You want to separate us? And see
that's what we should the
like
newlywed
This is
game.
like
We
an
do a newlywed game.
interrogation technique. Is there marriage real? We went through this for the green card.
Yeah, but you did, yeah,
Because
totally.
I'm Canadian and I
Yeah.
had to get a green card, and you feel like a criminal no matter what.
Oh my
And we
God.
were like, we'd been together for 7 years at that point. We had a baby, you know.
It didn't help that I
Yeah.
blanked on the first question, which was when did you get married?
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Do you know that answer now?
I do.
Which is?
July 7th.
Good answer.
That's right, right?
That's right, right?
July 7th.
That's it. I'm calling immigration. I'm calling ICE.
July 6th. And this is like the Malcolm Gladwell thing where
the parapraxis.
I
What's
said
that
July,
called?
I said July 7th every single time.
Parapraxis. It's that he has that thing with.
I've never not said July 7th.
Hotel or motel?
Hotel.
Hotel, absolutely. Okay.
Priceline Express, yeah.
Flyer drive.
This is a tricky one.
This is a
for
tricky one
y'all.
for you guys.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's just, it was always drive, but I'm now
Lately, it's
fully
been
on
fly
flight
to get
team.
back to our kid faster.
Sure.
Or
Sunrise or sunset?
sunset.
Sunrise.
Pen or pencil?
Pencil.
Pen.
Pen. I'm definitely.
Last year or next year?
Next
Oh,
year.
definitely next year.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Americana musicians get great.
Yeah.
Do you fill up?
$25 and
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
I'll do it. Sure.
Do you fill up before or after the gas light comes on?
After.
Honestly.
I'd say since we had a kid before.
Before.
We used to push
Yes.
it. It used to be part of the
We used to push
of the like the
Now it's
code or
before.
something.
See how far you can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and we were burned once or twice.
We've been, right. The side of the road is a lonely place.
It is.
We've been there
And
many
when you have only
times.
yourself to blame,
Yeah.
it's worse.
Waiting for a tow
Who's in
truck.
charge?
Yeah.
We're in charge.
That's us all the time. Who signed off on this?
We signed off on this law.
Please send us out with an encore.
Yeah.
A beautiful
Yeah,
encore.
absolutely.
Play us
Just
one
the
more
two
song.
of you.
Do you want to do Till It's Gone?
What's their vibe out there right now? Can you see them?
We're losing them.
Still making anxiety.
God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. How I'm gonna feel when it goes, I don't know. That's another side. God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. Thank God for the kind of happiness you can't explain. Thank God for the kind of happiness you can't explain. By every right, late last night should have bled into another bad day. Thank God for the kind of happiness you can't explain. The sun is a rose and the lake is a bowl of wine. The sun is a rose and the lake is a bowl of wine. Well, I've got enough hope for both of us in this heart of mine. Yeah, the sun is a rose, the lake is a bowl of wine. So God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. How I'm gonna feel when it goes, I don't know. That's another song. So God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. Put your weight on me, Put your weight on me, honey. Drop it on me like a stone. That's a guy in heavy weathers, light as a feather. I'll never leave you alone. Put your weight on me, honey. Drop it on me like a stone. Hey, right now I feel like I'm never gonna let you down. Hey, right now I feel like I'm never gonna let you down. The thing about all these beautiful mornings that don't stand morning long. Right now I feel like I'm never gonna let you down. So God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone. How I'm gonna feel when it goes, I don't know. That's another song. So God bless this beautiful morning till it's gone.
Oh man, I love those guys. I just want to hang out with them all the time, JT and
All
Allie.
the time. Birds of Chicago.
Birds of Chicago, they're so great. and
They're
wonderful
in the
people.
Bowery Vault.
They're in the Bowery Vault. They sure are.
So fun.
If you want to find out more about them, you can go to our webpage, wildponies.net/TLR, and there's show notes that'll lead to their website, etc.
And so many other things
So
that
many other
we
things.
are talking about on today's show. But now it's time for the final segment of the Long Ride with Wild Ponies.
We're excited about this.
This is where you get involved.
We're throwing out a creative prompt every episode. Last episode, we threw out the highway, and a lot of you participated. A lot of you pitched in and did something cool with it. This week, we are giving you a new word. The creative prompt for this week is
Lovosphere.
Lovosphere. Lovosphere is the creative prompt. What we want you to do is just make something. Make a recipe. Make a dance. Make a song. Make a poem. Take a photograph. Paint something.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of. Use those creative juices. They're there. You are a creative person. I promise you, if you're hearing this. And we'd love to see what you come up with. So we're changing the hashtag. The hashtag is #PonyCast. So if you want to post it on Instagram or Facebook, we'd love to see what you come up with.
Yeah, we love seeing every hashtag that came through with the last episode. Just made my heart grow a little bit more. I absolutely love it. So keep sending those creative things in.
Yeah. Lovosphere. That's what we're doing.
Hashtag the Ponycast Lovosphere.
I want to say thanks to our other sponsor for this podcast. The Russell Hotel Nashville is just a beautiful, beautiful hotel right in the heart of East Nashville.
And if you are making the long ride to East Nashville, we can't recommend this hotel enough.
You should check it out. It's built out of an old church. They took an old church and they turned it into these amazingly gorgeous, beautiful hotel rooms. They kept the stained glass.
They use the colors from the stained glass in all of the rooms, and it's just tremendous. Full of light, full of color.
They took the old pews and turned them into headboards in the rooms. It's really cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, check
and
it out.
It's walkable to most of East Nashville, to the Five Points area. Lots of bars, lots of restaurants. It's an incredible place to stay.
Not only that, but this summer we are taking over the entire Russell Hotel for the Wild Ponies Trail Ride, 7th annual. So if you want to be a part of that as well, you can go to our website, wildponies.net, and sign up. It is open right now, the week of July 31st into August 2nd.
And packages are moving fast.
Packages are moving
y'all.
real fast. So if
We're
you want to be a part of that,
half-sold.
we're half
Ooh,
sold. We are
yeah.
half sold. So
It's great.
But we'd love for you to come hang out with us in Nashville this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Help us take over the Russell.
And thanks so much for listening to this podcast, The Long Ride with Wild Ponies, featuring Birds of Chicago. If you really loved what you heard and you're thinking, man, I want to hear more. I would like to hear about 25 or 30 more minutes of songs and interviews with Birds of Chicago from the Bowery Vault. You can do that. That's an option. You can go to patreon.com/wildponies and sign up to be a patron of our podcast, and you get a much longer version, as well as a video of us playing a Birds of Chicago song. And you can sign up. Packages start at $1. It's $1, man. No big deal.
$1.
So we'd love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't want to be a patron, that's cool. How about just giving us a review over on Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. Hey, especially if it's a 5-star.
Right. Yeah.
All right, you guys, that's it. See you
There
next
you
time.
have it. Season 1, Episode 2 of The Long Ride with Wild Ponies featuring Birds of Chicago.